We've been at it now for almost 5 years. We've been offering addressable in the UK, and so really we're starting to see the product and solution establish and become a stable sort of part of an advertiser's mix. For us now, it's all about sort of widening the pool in terms of the audience. So we've just signed a partnership with Virgin Media, part of the Liberty Global Group, which is going to take us from something like 30% household penetration to in excess of 40, and then for us it's about scaling beyond that. I mean, the other metrics though are pretty consistent. So we're just under 3/4 of the advertisers are new to TV, so we're delivering on that goal that you'll remember that I kept talking about, which is making TV more relevant to more brands. Whether that be markets like the luxury car market, the likes of Porsche, Maserati, McLaren, all using TV for the first time, all the way down to the other end of the scale, down to the very local brand, whether it be builders, merchants, taxi firms, florists, all using TV as well. Targeting against things like commute time. I want to target those households that are within my demographic, within a 15-minute commute of my store. Giving TV the real flexibility to compete with direct mail, with digital, with press, growing the overall TV market and making TV more relevant as a marketing solution. It's absolutely fundamental because you can test, but you need to prove that the efficacy, the performance of the proposition. As a marketeer, that means that you need to understand what your KPIs are. But that's quite straightforward from that point on, because what we can do, because it is addressable, you can absolutely delineate the effectiveness of a campaign. You can either do that through a control group, or you can do it from absolute standards and say, right, which households bought, which households didn't, how many times have we exposed that household to the creative, and then understand the return on investment that every single campaign could deliver. And that is, meat and drink for an advertiser. They really love to understand what works and what doesn't, and then optimize. The next phase of that will be move that into automation, optimize on the fly in an addressable campaign. That's where we're heading towards over the next 1 to 2 years.
Could you explain that, optimize, and what do you mean by that?
Well, it's quite straightforward. Understanding which attributes are working and which are not, which frequencies are the right, most effective or correct frequency, a level of exposure per household, and then understand which creative execution is performing better than the next, and reacting to that in and of the moment rather than 3 months later.
So are the creatives sort of a multiple version of a particular campaign, or are they sort of optimized on the fly through some technology? Or
so it's not optimized on the fly through technology, it is multiple variants. So for example, that might be an automotive company that historically on television would only have 3 of their models on TV. Now they can have all 9 or 10, and so we're seeing a lot of brands from a stable status or a portfolio coming onto TV. I think it's also things like having the right end frame and opening frame to a commercial, so you can change those momentarily and then re-ingest that content. So just really understanding at all the different points what's working and what's not.